This is the Weird Stories podcast, and my name is Paul PvP Perez. On a weekly basis, I collect 3 weird stories that I find around the internet, and I bring them to you. This can either make us laugh, it can go ahead and make us scratch our heads, it could just leave us in disgust, or just make us say, The first story is on thesun.co.uk. It's dated July the 17th, 2017. And the headline being, Chinese scientists who made muscly superdog could create genetically modified human children next. The subheadline being, China's Dr. Frankensteins are on a path to eugenics as they tinker with the genetic code of animals, and we could be next. Let's read you a couple of the lines here. Expert at the Sinogene, a biotech company based in Beijing, recently revealed a fluffy beagle called Long Long to the world. It is the first of its kind because he has been cloned from a genetically modified parent, they claimed. The pup arrived in late May in a Sinogene lab, exactly where her dad was born in December last year. But despite its adorable appearance, a British genetics expert said he is very concerned about how the scientists are using genetics for non-medical purposes. Scientists recently modified animals in the UK to test medicines like cancer treatments on mice, rabbits, or dogs. David King, director of a Human Genetics Alert, warned that this was the first step to creating mutant children. Cloning is right behind us, folks. Like, I am 100% convinced that humans have been cloned already, but maybe it's a human rights issue as to whether they can be public about this. But I'm 100% convinced that humans have been cloned already. And this next story is on the Charlotte Observer. It's dated July the 16th, 2017. And the headline is, His heart stopped for more than 30 minutes. How can he still be alive? John Ogburn doesn't remember a single thing about Monday, June 26. He doesn't remember waking up that morning or helping prepare breakfast for his 3 young children or kissing his wife, Sarah Beth, goodbye, or any of the meetings he had with landscape design clients. He doesn't even remember driving to the Panera Bread in Cotswold Village. He doesn't remember going to his favorite booth in the back where he regularly sat for hours doing work on his laptop. He doesn't remember crumpling to the floor at about 4:15, his heart gone completely, terrifyingly still. He doesn't remember any of the many, many things that happened next, but in the 2.5 weeks since he's come to understand this, if a single one of those things didn't happen correctly, he says, it could have gone differently pretty quickly. And John Ogburn would be dead. April Bradley was just starting her shift that afternoon as a delivery driver for the Panera Bread. She went to clock in after grabbing a drink for her brother, who headed to the dining room to fill it, but quickly returned to tell her that someone was passed out in the back of the restaurant. When they got to Ogburn, whom she immediately recognized as a regular, he was splayed out on the carpet and his face was just like, ooh. She shivers at the thought. Dark purple, it was the scariest thing I had ever seen. She picked up the phone and dialed 911, and that was at 4:17 p.m. The response to the call came faster than anyone would have imagined. Maybe a football field away, Charlotte Mecklenburg police officer Lawrence Giller had just finished tending to a minor accident and was in his cruiser about to head back on the road. A few minutes later, 4 Charlotte firefighters from Station 14's B shift arrived, opened up Ogburn's airway, and fitted him with an oxygen mask, says medic spokesman Lester Oliva. They also began taking turns with the officers performing CPR, and again, it's rare that police start CPR, much less continue once fire and medic have arrived. Each person went at it for roughly 2 minutes at a time. Firefighters also used a defibrillator to deliver a shock that they hope might restart his heart. It didn't. The medic arrived at 4:26 p.m., says his records and life-saving efforts continued as a paramedic, Benjamin Shaw, and EMT, Brittany Harris, expanded the CPR rotation to 8. A little over an hour later, she was heading with Huck, 4-year-old daughter Birdie, and 2-year-old son Revel to her parents' house for dinner when an Alvine Health Presbyterian Medical Center called her. She was told that John had gone into cardiac arrest and she needed to get to the emergency room immediately. She says someone informed her that he received CPR for 38 minutes. Medic reported it at less than 33 minutes. And the officers estimate it at more 45 minutes. But in any event, it was a lot. And although his pulse is finally reestablished on the scene, he was far from safe. So it looks like he was out for almost 45 minutes, according to the police officers. But they got him back going, and he's still alive today, which is loco. Now we're going to the final story for this week. And this story is dated July the 18th, 2017, and this is a kind of dog-heavy episode, I guess. We have another dog story. Golden Retriever gives birth to green puppy named Forrest. This is on the Sports Illustrated website, si.com. Let's see here. Grass, frogs, avocados, emeralds, shamrocks, broccoli, the Incredible Hulk, puppies. One of these is definitely not like the others. According to the Sun.uk, one lucky green puppy was recently born to a golden retriever named Rio in the town of Galsby in the Scottish Highlands. The pup was named Forrest by her owner, Louise Sutherland, due to her uniquely colored fur. Forrest is one of the 9 puppies, and the rest of whom have completely normal fur. The first pup was stuck, so myself and my daughter Claire managed to free him and pull him out safely, Sutherland told the Sun. It was all hands on deck, but then as the puppy started to arrive, we noticed that one of the puppies had green fur. We couldn't believe it. Sutherland had every right to be stunned. The occurrence is so rare, it's only known to have happened 3 other times. According to a 2014 article in Time, veterinarians believe that exposure to biliverdin, a green bile pigment found in the placenta, may be the cause. The color has faded quite a bit already, and will be gone soon, I'm told, said Sutherland, and the Time story backs this up. Apparently, the condition tends to resolve itself within a few weeks. And that is the final weird story for this week. If you like this, or if you want to see pictures of any of the stories I was talking about, I'm going to link to all the stories in the show notes for this episode. I have a lot more weird stories, especially on the YouTube channel. And you can check out the previous episodes where I have, this is episode number 3, and I have a couple previous episodes that have even more weird stories. Find all this at weirdstoriespodcast.com, and I'll talk to you next week. Let's get weird.